Hello everyone, so I'm getting ready to do my nails. I've just got all my paint off and I've buffed them and filed them. I'm trying to grow them out a little bit, so I'm going to be doing the natural nail thing for a while. And I've seen on several YouTube channels, Cha Cakes is probably the one I enjoy watching the most, picking random nail polishes to try, so I can use all your polish. So what I'm going to do is I have a spreadsheet with all my polish on it, and I'm going to go to randomorg.com and I've put in the number, and it gave me 94. So we're going to find 94. And that is Going Green by Sally Hansen. Let's see if I can find my Sally Hansens. So that's the color. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, but I am going to use that color. And I'll be back when okay, I'm back. So this is the Going Green that was picked. And I am going to pair it with Always Naked by Covergirl, Outlast, Stay Brilliant. And I'm going to use, I think, maybe the Rags to Riches. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Nail Life Nail Revitalizer on as my base coat. So, my nails are in pretty sorry shape right now, and definitely one of the big things when you have weak nails, which I do, they're pretty much a mess anytime there's not acrylic on them. And acrylic doesn't help them get any stronger. But the key to trying to grow them out is to keep something on them at all times. So basically when you take something off, you put something else right back on to kind of protect them. And I will probably use some sort of a gel top coat just for a little additional strength. So I'm going to let that dry for a second, and I'll be back. Okay, so I am going to put the Kelly Green hangnail, going to bug me, anyway, on 3 fingers, or the Going Green, not Kelly Green. And I'm doing nice thin coats so that it will dry nicely in between coats. My nails are finally, when I first took the acrylics off, they were really gnarly when I painted them. So they're starting to look a little bit better, but I still don't have any real shape to them. That'll take a couple weeks before I can do any real shaping. But I like doing the acrylics, but it's a little pricey, And right now, that's just not something I want to spend money on, so I'll save the acrylics for later. Alright. Just do one hand on camera and I'll do the other hand off camera. And then I'm going to put the Nearly Naked, or Always Naked, on the other two fingers. If the cap will come off. Alright. I don't want it to look Christmassy, and green right after Christmas is somewhat of a challenge, but I have a design I think I'm going to like, if I can get it to work. Alright, so I will come back after I have 2 coats and everything's dry for the next step. Okay, so now I am going to put Rags to Riches from Sinful Colors. It's one of their glitter top coats that they came out with. And I'm going to put that just on the green. And it'll probably take 2 coats to get some of the glitter really on here, but I like this because it's got shapes and stuff and it looks really cool. Alright, so we'll let that set up and I'll be back once I get, so that's what we're looking like so far. So you can't see the glitter very well, but once I get maybe a coat or 2 on there, or at least 1 more coat, maybe, yeah, probably just 1 more coat, it should look a little bit better. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a stamp. I'm going to use, let's see if I can get this design right here. A little hard to see. It is the Gals Plate GA35, and I'm just going to use my Salon Express nail art paint. I found this at Five Below in a 2-pack, $2 for a bottle of the black and a bottle of the white, which I was pretty stoked about. So I'm just gonna kind of liberally paint this all over. And I'm using a store card to scrape. Here's the design. And I'm just going to place that right like that. Very retro, very cool. Alright. Clean my plate up a little bit. Do it again, just kind of liberally. Don't need a lot of paint, but sometimes I find it's just best to put it all over the place. And stamp. Here's my design. Just kind of line it up on my finger. It comes out beautifully. And it's a big bold print, which is what I wanted to go with. I'm thinking kind of very retro 50s with the green and the bold pattern. Probably not quite the right decade, but hey. It's very retro and I like it. And in the end, that's all that matters, is that I like it. Okay. And I do kind of alternate how I stamp. It's a little bit harder on my opposite hand. Than it is. It's easier to do when I'm using my dominant hand. So when I'm using my non-dominant hand, it gets a little bit more interesting. So a little bit more paint on the brush. I really need to pick up some more of this, because for $2, and I got 2 large bottles of this paint, I mean, you can't beat the price, and it does a really good job. Alright, last one. And there we go. Alright, while my nails dry a bit, let's clean off my plate really well so I can put it in its holder. Okay, close up my bottle. Once that's dry, I'm going to put a top coat on. I'm not going to bother with putting gel tonight. I'm just going to use my Seche Vite. And we'll just start with the green, and then we'll come back and get the others. This gives me a really nice finish. New brush. Should have saved the brush. Oh, I do have the brush from the old one. I might have to switch brushes. That was a bit much on the brush. So the Seche Vite gives it a nice shine and offers some nice protection. I think this is going to come out rather nicely. Alright, now see if I can very carefully get top coat on these without nice. Try to not get such a thick coat this time, because I really don't want to smear the design. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Just kind of get a bead on there, and the more you brush over it, the more likely you are to smear it, so I try not to do that. And the Seche Vite is really easy to just kind of float over the top of your design so you don't smear it, which is nice. Alright. And then going to take my remover. I'm going to come back in and get all this polish off. There's really only an issue where I stamped because the stamp goes a little bit of everywhere. Get that all off. It's always so much fun. Probably my least favorite part of doing my nails is trying to get all this off my skin. And black is the worst because it just kind of smears everywhere. Okay, now I am going to take some cuticle oil because my cuticles are a mess. It's winter and dry skin and my fingers just soak up everything you stick on them. I go through so much lotion in the winter. So I don't really bother to rub it in or anything. I'm just going to let it sit here for a few minutes while my nails finish drying, and then I will wash my hands off and I'll put a nice lotion, a nice heavy one, and I'll probably use some heavier lotion at bedtime. So this is, let's see if the camera will focus, the finished design. I think it came out pretty well. Really liking the retro leaf, and I actually like the green. I think that came out really well. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.